So Wyles, you were part of the squad 3 years ago when we won the Premiership in 2011. What were your memories from that game?
I mean, overall, it was just an amazing day, really. I remember obviously the close battle, defensive battle at the end there. Leicester were smashing our line, and we defended like champions. And I just remember that final whistle going and just the unbelievable feeling of knowing that we were Premiership champions.
Memories that I was unbelievably worried at the end of the game when we were defending our own line, but unbelievable feeling to win it that way and defend your own line for however many minutes it was. And yeah, great feeling, and it'd be nice to have that feeling again come Saturday afternoon.
I mean, obviously my main memory was the last 9 minutes, which was unbelievable. You know, it was very much, we were under a huge amount of pressure, but there was a real sort of a real steel in the side that they just weren't going to get the score that they needed.
What can you tell us about the atmosphere there? Obviously there's fans there to greet you. What does that feel like when you've got so many fans?
No, it's great. That walk through the tunnel that the club sort out and sort of makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up, and you already know it's a big game, but when you walk through that, then you know how much it means to a lot of people, so hopefully we create a good memory.
I remember walking out from our pre-match lunch and walking down there and just seeing all the fans just gave you a bit of energy, a buzz, and it made you want to go out there and win it for the fans and for your family and for everyone involved.
You know, just the noise towards the end. You know, I think everybody was on the edge of their seats, and you know, obviously the Saracens supporters were probably closing their eyes, and the Leicester fans were shouting even louder. But it was, yeah, you know, I was on the bench at that time. I started that game and then came off after 50 minutes, and I think it was probably worse being on the sidelines, you know, as a spectator almost as being on the pitch, I reckon. So it was incredibly tense, and it was just, as I said, quite a bit of relief and, you know, just pure happiness and you know, once the final whistle went.
Yes, it was an incredible atmosphere, and sort of going back again to the final 9 minutes, I've never really heard a noise like that in that stadium. It was, yeah, it was fantastic, it was exhausting, but it was ultimately a brilliant day.
If any, other than personnel, what's different about the squad this year than in 2011?
Well, like every team, we've evolved into, I think, a better team and a more well-rounded team, and we've been really consistent this year, and we need to find a big performance to beat a top 8 team on Saturday.
Back then, I think we'd only been, well, I think that most of the group had only been together for about 2 years. You know, we've now been together for about 5 years, and I think that we've improved each year. And also, you know, just going away, you know, the more time that we spend with each other, I think, as friends and as a team, I feel that we've become a tighter group.
These same players 3 years ago were really young. A lot of the guys who'd come into the fold and, you know, who were playing consistent rugby, you know, top level, and now they've got 3 years under their belts as well, playing, you know, in the top European competition as well, you know, doing pretty well with quarters, semis, finals over the last 3 seasons. So there's been progression, and I think that's the real difference, you know, when the chips are down and when the pressure really comes on, which it's going to this weekend again. I think the guys are probably in a better place to deal with that pressure.
Yeah, obviously it's massive that we've got these guys who will lead by example. We know what it takes to win these kind of games. Often these games are really close at the end, so we need those guys to come up and lead by example. And then Steve, in his last game, I think will be fighting for every last inch for him, so we can come away as champions.
The guys who've come in have bought into everything that the club's about, and loads of guys with 100 appearances or more, and that wasn't the case when I first arrived, and I mean, the lads are quickly racking up the appearances and a really stable squad, which makes us a really close squad as well.
We take a lot of confidence from how we've performed over the course of the season, and we're looking forward to moving on from that final on Saturday and to putting in a really good performance this week.
Wallowed, a bit of pity on Sunday, and then Monday morning came in excited for massive challenge Saturday. It's Premiership, it's what we've worked all year for. It's the 2 best sides going at it, and unbelievably excited to get out there and give it a good crack.
I think if we step back, we can still look at ourselves and say what an unbelievable position that we're in as a club, and everyone's massively positive moving on to this game. We obviously have won the league by a few points, and I think we deserve to be in the final. And now it comes down to keeping cool, composed, and doing what we know we can do. And overall, I think everyone's just extremely excited.
You know, whether it was in October or November, you know, we have this mentality, and I truly believe that we live by it and play by it, that we don't pick and choose games. And we've had disappointments throughout the season at certain times, and you know, it's down to us to react well. And obviously this is a huge disappointment. It's probably a bigger disappointment for the squad losing in a Heineken Cup final as opposed to a league game or whatever the case may be. So, you know, it's down to us, you know, to dust ourselves off, which I believe we've done already. And you know, we've got a good training session ahead of us today. And we've got another opportunity, and that's the beauty, you know, that we do have another opportunity to go out this weekend and win something.